People who actually care remotely about the royal family. Why? If one of them dies, we get an extra bank holiday. A plan hatches. So is anyone going to warn them? So is anyone going to warn them? What about extra bank holiday? Didn't you understand? How far does this goes back? Like if a few die within a short period, within a few years, would you get multiple holidays? I think it only applies to the most senior royals, the ones who get a state funeral instead of a ceremonial funeral. Probably only the Queen, the Prince of Wales, and maybe the Duke of Edinburgh. If the reigning monarch dies, we'd get 2 holidays, one for the monarch's funeral and one for the new monarch's coronation, although the term day of national mourning would be used the former. Maybe the Duke of Edinburgh. I kind of forgot he was still alive. Oh, so it's not a recurring holiday. For some reason I was picturing an annual holiday for the deaths of your monarchs. If we had a holiday annually for every dead monarch, there would be barely any other time in the year. If one of them dies, marries, or stays on the throne long enough, it's a sweet deal for an extra day off. I was working in UK in 2011 and 2012, and telling people over here I had 30 days paid holiday plus an extra day because of the Jubilee in 2012, and a few days during the Olympics were de facto days off too. 2012 was a brilliant year. Summer especially, Jubilee day off, Euro 2012, we go romping the Tour de France, Olympic fever, plus it was nice and sunny and warm. Shame it's been miserable ever since. Yeah, all of that was amazing. I was at a great point in my life as well, and everything was just brilliant. The Olympic fever in particular was so good. I've got 20 quid on Prince Philip being alive. Edit. Alright, some background. My friend is convinced he died, but they are keeping him on ice till the coronavirus does one so they can have a right big funeral for the vagina. I don't know how the bet ends, I'll be honest. I got 40 on Prince Charles dying before the Queen. She's staying alive out of spite. She doesn't want Charles to be king, so she's going to outlive him on purpose. Do you think she keeps a loaded gun or something so she can kill him in case she starts feeling a heart attack or whatever? Why do you think she carries her purse everywhere? The royal big iron on her hip. Lilibet is packing. I want to see a photo of the Queen getting out of a car, and her jacket slips to reveal a giant revolver in a holster. I could see her having a gold engraved .50 that's shaped like a corgi hellhound. She calls it the Constitution. It's the only one she needs. Magnum Carta. I think Op's answer is this: it's just too much fun imagining crazy stories about them. I always imagined an engraved nickel-plated .455 Webley. Nah, she's smart enough to know that engravings give no tactical advantage whatsoever. And the jacket is one of the more girly/feminine ones she's got. Big iron on her hip. We are talking about normal weapons, not the nuclear-level kinds of weapons that she always carries. I thought she is using that to give signals to her secret army. That silly lad. She's actually very deadly in close quarters, and she can move in any direction very fast. It's Charles who keeps a loaded blunderbuss in case he ever gets attacked. The thought of her moving vampire quick across a room than Charles blasting her with a blunderbuss made my day. The idea that he's unable to kill her with it in this event happens multiple times a week is what got me giggling. Ha ha. Not this time, mother, you old bat. That, and she's fully firearm trained. This bit's actually true. Oh yeah, there's full videos of her using rifles alongside her royal guards. She was a mechanic in World War II. There's a great photo series of her driving the Saudi king around because she only lives to traumatize powerful men who can't do a damn thing about it. I remember this. Because in Saudi Arabia women can't drive, the Queen thought it would be amazing to drive him around on her Jeep. Just a good job Philip wasn't driving. True, aside from her military service, she and all her family are seasoned hunters. The reasoning is something to do with conservation of the land, but I am not the one to give the verdict on it. I thought you were talking about chess for a second there. It's 100%, a Webley MK4. Let's not kid ourselves in that we're living through the ultimate weekend at Bernie's. Weekend at Lizzie's. When Charles was little, he probably said some crap like, "When I'm king, I will return all stolen artifacts back to their original countries," and we all know Elizabeth won't have none of that. Goofy Charles voice, whatever stolen means. The royals don't own the British Museum. But who's going to stop them? Nobody has to stop them when they don't actually have a way to start. We need a heist movie where the royals break into the museum to grab the stuff. This is, all joking aside, almost certainly true. The Queen is known to be somewhat left-leaning, and rumors have abounded for decades that she refuses to abdicate because she believes Charles will be a bloody awful king, and she literally doesn't want to be alive to see it. Nobody does. No one wants Charles to be king, and we all thank her heartily. For those of us not in the UK, why is this true? I know Charles' marriages have been a subject of consternation, but why do people think he will make a bad king? This role is so largely ceremonial, does it really matter? I'm sure there are many different answers to this, but what I primarily hear is that the Queen knows her place and Charles doesn't. By which I mean, the Queen never offers a political opinion or ever tries to intervene in the actual governing of the country, understanding her position to be entirely symbolic. Charles, on the other hand, is much more engaged with current affairs, which could potentially lead to some political incident when he oversteps the line. Edit. Also, the Queen has been around longer than most of us have been alive, and people don't like change. But why do people think he will make a bad king? Because nobody likes or respects him. The Queen is aloof, but dutiful. William is charming. Charles is a pompous whinger. He tries, I'm convinced he really does. He doesn't want to be a tosspot, but his fundamental character keeps asserting itself. Web link. Would you like that face on your money, on your stamps, in your schools? He's a total drip. That's a given. I've got tuppence on Prince Harry getting fed up with it all. Pretty sure he did. What makes you think that I was talking about the royal family? Being alive for what or how long? I need to see if I can get odds in my country. To see if the Queen really is immortal. I'd say that the Queen is really immoral because she haven't abdicated yet. She will never abdicate. Her uncle abdicated in a big scandal and threw her family into turmoil, making her father king. I think seeing what that did to the country and her family has made her resolve to never abdicate. There's a pretty huge difference between abdicating to marry a woman you're not supposed to and abdicating because you're 8 days older than God. If the effing Emperor of Japan can abdicate despite traditionally being considered to be descended from the sun god, then Lizzie can abdicate. But for what purpose should she abdicate? I mean, her job is mostly figurative, so it's not like her son will be that impactful in comparison. I also should add that my mom is 88 and could run circles around people 20 years younger. What's to say the Queen at 92 isn't doing the same? 100%. She is still frequently seen riding her horses and driving. She is definitely still in great shape. Her mother lived to be 101. Would you abdicate if the next in line was Charles the Whiner? Why would she want to stay around for that crap show? Better to be dead. 8 days older than God. Lamau, yup, stealing that. 1. In the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. 2. Now the earth was formless and empty, darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. 3. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. 4. Then Queen Elizabeth spoke about, "Damn time, I've been waiting ages for someone to turn on the light." That is some nice formatting you got there. Yeah, but if she abdicates, then Charles is next in line. No one wants that, including his mum. Including Charles. Why should she? Why do you care? She swore to be sovereign until she's dead. She's holding her vow. Why should she abdicate? Yes, she could, but obviously she doesn't want to. She swore to reign for her entire life. She's upholding her vow. Apparently she took a vow to be the Queen until death. As she head of the church, breaking that vow may mean burning in hell. I agree with her, not going to risk it. She has no reason at all to abdicate, she is completely able to carry out her duties, therefore has no need to abdicate. How is it immoral? I sort of care about them in a really weird way. William and Harry are the only celebrities I know that I've already known about when they were children. So, once in a while I see Harry on TV and think, wow, he's been getting older so quickly. Then I remember that he and I are the same age. Gives me a real slap in the face every few years. Same thing happened to my dad with the most recent Star Wars trilogy. We watched the first one together and he said, wow, Carrie Fisher is getting old. I laughed at him and told him they're the same age. He was shocked that he was old too. I mean, she's also been dead for a while now. It's time to let me go, son. The crash wasn't your fault. You got to admit that's pretty old. Carrie Fisher was also a hardcore addict and alcoholic for most of her life. Those tend to have a negative impact on how you age. If she had been clean her whole life, she likely would be alive and being mistook for a 50-year-old. This right here. I'd also add cigarette smoking and over-sun tanning will definitely make people look older sooner. I turned 50 last fall and I look at my contemporaries and you can tell those who lived a harder life in their youth as they look much more worn than others. I'll add to those of you young folks thinking they're cursed with a baby face, trust me when I say that turns into a blessing when you get older. People think I'm 10 years younger than I am all the time and it drives my wife nuts. I'll add to those of you young folks thinking they're cursed with a baby face, trust me when I say that turns into a blessing when you get older. So much this. I was always mistaken for younger even as a kid, and I'd be thinking to myself the entire time, just wait till I turn 30. I'll be the one having the last laugh. Now I've hit the 30 mark and I still regularly get carded. I get to be amused and feel a little smug inside. To be fair, 30 is the age that you dread when you're 20, but then when you actually hit 30 you realize it's not even old. There are pro athletes in their early/mid 30s who are still competing, and winning, against 23-year-olds. Age 25 to 26 is physical peak for most people, but true physical decline into middle age doesn't occur until late 30s or even early 40s in most people. William and Harry have held up well in the spotlight. They seem like nice guys despite their status. Not arrogant or judgmental. They've got that Diana charm. Honestly, the best thing Charles ever did for that family was introducing her into the gene pool. Amen to this. I've said the same thing for years. To be honest, Harry is a rough 36. Most of my friends in that age group look better, and if they're balding they just get a buzz cut instead of whatever that is. Aside from the Queen, that whole family ages terribly. Why else do you think the Queen ages so well? She's draining their life force so she can spite Charles. Hilarious to think that Prince William was considered that he's only 38. Time makes fools of all men. Web link. I clicked on the link, then looked up a photo of him now. Oh dear, oh God, was all I could say. It's tough out there to be hair on an Englishman's scalp. As soon as he started acting like his daddy's genes jumped out. My male friends who are pushing 40 sure don't like the awkward gargoyle Prince William is turning into. It helps not to be related to a bunch of inbred royals. I never thought he was particularly attractive, to be honest. He looks kind of like a chipmunk. Harry is the more attractive of the two, but even then, Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube. And share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.